So why a rite of passage? Traditional rite of passage, every Indigenous nation around the world had a rite of passage for their young people transitioning into adulthood. This is North American Indian Apache female ceremony. The ceremony only occurs when the community gets around them and decides that that young person is ready to transition into adulthood. Once they go through a challenge in a ceremony, they are then treated differently. They become young adults and the community gets around and treats them differently. For this one here, these North American Indian women, they spend 3 days. They dance for 24 hours solid, they run, the whole community gets around and has a feast, and then they get given their adult name, and then they get to actually participate in their community rituals and their community traditions. These types of rites of passages are all around the world. This is a South American tribe where they have the bullet ants. I don't know if you've ever seen it. The bullet ants are the most painful ant bites in the world. This young boy will probably do it 22 times before he's acknowledged as a young man, and will then transition into his community as a warrior and someone who's gone through a rite of passage. And so these frameworks that these traditional rites of passage had, we've borrowed some of those and we've made them contemporary, because we believe that without a rite of passage, how do our young people know to transition into adulthood? How do they navigate that part of their world if we just leave it up to randomness? Who remembers back when they had their first ride on their push bike? Who remember you had training wheels? Remember when your training wheels first came off? You didn't go back and put them back on. That was a rite of passage. That was change. That was a transformation. And this is these rites of passages. If we don't have a framework around them and they just happen, they can have a negative impact on our young people, a negative impact on everybody. So what about if we don't challenge our young people and we leave it up to them to come up with their own rite of passage? And so this is an African proverb: if we don't challenge our young people, they may just burn down the village to feel the heat. Every week, every fortnight, every month, we hear of young people making choices that have serious ramifications, not only to themselves, but to other people as well. So if we can transition our young people safely into young adults and do it in a framework that will help them work out who they want to become, what a great outcome for everybody.